Welcome everybody. Looks like we're doing another episode.
Yep, we at it again.
You got Gary.
Mr. Jose Arellano.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. Put a stamp on it, podcast, IG, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So this episode, we're going to actually start kind of diving in deep for the next 30 minutes so you can kind of meet your podcaster. So I want to jump right into it and start getting to some questions. And I just want you guys to get to know Mr. Jose Arellano.
Yep, hello.
You ready for this, buddy?
I'm ready. Let's take a swim and lick me.
All right, so Jose, tell me about yourself.
Well, I am the oldest of 7.
Oldest of 7.
So I'm 39, and then I have a 38-year-old sister. After that, 35-year-old brother.
Okay.
And then I have a 33-year-old brother. After him, I have a 29-year-old brother. Then I have a 23-year-old brother. Then I have a 21-year-old sister.
It's rather amazing that you can remember all that.
Yeah.
And you do remember their names though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So, Jose, I've known you for, I would say around maybe 3 years. Yeah, I'll say 2, almost 3.
Yeah, a solid 3.
Because I've been a real estate agent a year longer than I think you have.
Yeah.
So I'd like to kind of go back because I caught you on, which always intrigued me about you was that, you have a established family, you had an established job, which we'll get to, and then you completely just went all in.
Yeah.
And that alone is its own amazing story. And then you just jumped right into real estate, not going part-time, said I'm going all in, and as we go, we're going to get through the story. So, where are you from?
I'm actually born and raised here in Bakersfield.
Okay.
Moved around quite a bit when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Lamont, Arvin area, DeGiorgio, east side of Bakersfield,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. So we never really had we were always renting. Section 8, government cheese, nothing wrong with that. So we just went ahead and moved around quite a bit.
So when you say you moved around quite a bit, this is something that I didn't know, and I learned this whenever we were going out of town to an event. Can you tell me a little bit about your parents?
Yeah. Well, my parents, my dad, I really never knew.
Okay.
Okay, so my mom, she's a
So when you say you never knew your father, you mean did you ever meet him at all?
No. As far as I was told, from family members, is that my mom was abused when she first came over here to the States.
Okay.
She came here when she was 16, and she was sexually abused, and at 17, she became pregnant with myself. So, from there, she's 17 years old, trying to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Fresh from Mexico, didn't know anyone really. Her brother was in California, she was in Texas at the time.
Okay.
So, she made her way to California to meet her brother, which is her older brother.
Yeah.
Then he was the oldest out of 9. And so from there, she just did her best to try to raise me. And she met who I thought was my father, my stepdad. And
Okay.
I still consider him my dad because he's the one that raised me. I didn't know any better. But he raised me and he got in trouble with the law in and out. So my mom was always by herself.
So mom pretty much was the provider. Mom was the dad. Mom was the educator. Mom put everything on her back.
Everything.
And it's funny coming out of Mother's Day, how fitting that is, that the fact that your mom put so much on her shoulders.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question, because I don't know this from experience, but I mean, what was it? How do you feel that had a correlation to you as far as an adult now, with one, maybe your work ethic, and also too, like with just with your kids, because I see you're very hands-on with your children when it comes to showing up to their events, all of their participating. I mean, down near just to making arts and crafts with them for gifts, and I can see how much your children really love you when you guys are together. Not just as you're our parent, but as mutual, as respect. They know that you're there for them to support them. So. Right. How do you think that had a reflection from not having a father in the picture?
Well, and that's the thing, man. A lot of people can blame the fact that, I didn't have my mom in my picture, I didn't have my dad in my picture. Mm-hmm. My mom was there with us, but she wasn't there because she was busy providing for us.
Okay.
So a lot of times she would work long hours, come home, wash, cook, and clean, and it came to a point where I was kind of like the father figure because I was the oldest out of four, and from there my mom ended up getting married again, or she ended up having 3 more children, and then eventually they got married. But just the fact that that's why I even to this day I still have a problem expressing my feelings because my mom, she wasn't affectionate to the point of, oh, I love you,
Gotcha.
like coddling, right?
Yeah.
So because she had to be a dad and be stern, work, come home, hey, do what you gotta do. I gotta work. When I come home, I expect the home to be spotless, kids fed, everything, right? So we try to share the responsibility, but it all ultimately fell on me. So even to this day, I have a more of a father relationship with my brothers and sisters, not a sibling thing where, hey, let's go hang out. You know, if I need something, they'll do their best to be there for me, and they'll respect me in that aspect. But, you know, it's one of those things, being the oldest out of 7, a lot of responsibility fell on you. I had to be the role model. I had to get good grades. So sports, I did it by myself.
Now, were those expectations that you felt that your mother set on you, or were those just kind of some expectations you set for yourself that you felt that if I'm going to be the natural leader of this family and be there to help, that I have to set the example, work-wise, grade-wise, or just an overall example?
Yeah, and that's something that my mom always instilled in me. Like, look, you need to work hard.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing's given to me. If I came over here, barely speaking Spanish, and I'm able to provide for you guys,
Gotcha.
What's your excuse if you know English?
Yeah.
Right. You know, so she always instilled like you need to work hard, work hard. So when I was about 8 years old, I would go to the field and work with her on the weekends or during the summer times, just because she wanted to know, this is what I do. You need to get your act together and do something.
And you were how old? 8?
I was about 8. Yeah. So
8 years old, going to the field and doing field work, learning that this is what it takes, not only to help support your brothers and sisters, but to be responsible.
Oh yeah, hell responsible.
And do you feel that put a kind of like a certain type of, instilled something in you that was like a work ethic kind of going forward? Was it either a love-hate where it's like, you know, I never want to do this type of job, plus I know what it is to work hard? Yeah,
because if anyone that's done field work out there on the fields, you can understand. You're out there during the summer when it's hella hot, and there's no shade if you're cutting onions. And if you're doing the grapes, there's a lot of sulfur and different pesticides in there, so you're dealing with that. And then in the wintertime, when it's cold and you're trying to wrap a vine of grape into a piece of wire, you let go and it whips you back in the face when your face is freezing. Right? So I've had plenty of experiences that, you know, my mom really, really pushed me to be better, you know, like everything that you can have, you just have to work really hard at it.
And you played sports, you said, in junior high and then high school?
Yeah, so I did football, didn't do soccer as much, but I played baseball. And Section 8 department is the best thing about it, man, is that's where I actually learned how to play all the sports. In Lamont, there was Section 8 departments by San Diego Park, and there was this huge open lot that was grass, and all the kids there would get together. We'd play baseball, we'd play football, soccer not that much, marbles, all kinds of crazy games that we would learn. And the older kids that were like the gangsters, you know, at that time, they'd come in and be like, hey, let me show you a couple plays, because you get that one football player that was a G, and he'd be like, hey, let me show you how to run the ball. You hold it like this. Oh, okay, great. You know, so from there we just picked up the dynamics of how to play the sports, and all of that, but just have fun, man. It wasn't really competitive. It was just a friendly competitiveness. So with the combination of being raised there, my mom making me work, and you know, tell me, hey, you got to get good grades. Why do you have these grades? Oh, okay, well, you need to study more. Now, she couldn't help me because she couldn't read English, but I'd ask more questions, and that's why I'm so inquisitive, because I want to learn more.
It's funny you bring that up, because that's kind of where I wanted to go next. So one thing, if you know Jose, or if you've ever been with Jose, extremely, extremely expressive. Comedy, magic. I mean, he can literally walk into a room and just take over the room 100% and be very entertaining. And that's something that I think that a lot of people lack now today, or never established, and you know, that helps out. It can help out with sales and entrepreneurship and a lot of things, but just generally, there's just an aura about you. Like, how did you develop that personality? Because that will lead into you kind of getting into sales. You got a whole story about it, but how did you get that personality?
Honestly, I would think just moving consistently, because when you move consistently, you really have to think about, okay, where you're going. You're going to a whole different spectrum geographically, you know, different neighborhood, just different character, man.
Okay.
And I felt like, okay, I need to blend in with these people because I don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. Watched a lot of movies, you know, Stand By Me, a couple other ones where, you know, the kids that aren't known, they get picked on, right?
Yeah.
By those kids. So I had to find a way to, I thought, if you can make someone laugh, you got them. You got their attention one way. So I would either come up with corny jokes or drawing. Drawing was actually one of the things that really got people to notice me more, because I'd sit in the back of the class by myself and I would just draw. At the time it was Bart Simpson or whoever was on, and, you know, self-portraits or just birds or random, and you'd get like the gangsters, hey, yo, what up, homie? Oh, this one can draw, homie. And, you know,
do artwork for him?
Yeah, so, and then, oh yeah, hey, can you do this in Old English? Yeah, sure, I can do it. And I did that, and so I was able to get acclimated with different people, you know.
Got you.
So
first sales position, we had a conversation about this. If I'm right, it was selling candy?
It was selling candy, so Joe.
Okay, so let's get into that. So how did you get into selling candy?
Well, my cousin Sal, he put me up on game.
Okay.
So this gentleman, he knew him, and so he basically asked a bunch of kids, hey, you know what, if you guys want to make some money, you guys can sell candy door to door. And he actually gave us a script, and he'd say, memorize the script. And I thought, what is this? My cousin Sal was like, yeah, man, go ahead and practice this. We'll show you how to do it. So, you know, I would go door knocking door to door and ask them, hey, I got, you know, these 5, we'd have a total of 25 items, 4 items per box, 4 boxes per item, so we had a total of 20. And then, you know, we'd sell them for $5, and we would get like $1.50 each box we'd sell. Okay. Some days were good, some days were bad, but at the end of it, you know, that actually helped me talk to people a lot more, and I actually got aggressive even then. Okay. Whenever they.
And what age were you around this time?
At this time, I was about 16 years old.
Seeing the concept of working in the fields, now selling candy, which is lesser, but then now you're using more personality, which you've adopted from moving from place to place around Kern County and making new friends. Now you're seeing this kind of work, right? Fruition.
Yeah, everything just tied in together because the different people, you know, if I talk to, you know, a black person, I have certain lingo, or a white person, I'd have to, you know, you learn to be able to adjust to the personality.
Mirror matching. So basically you're matching their personality. It's just kind of something you learn, being able to adjust to different positions. Okay, so then you do the candy, and then after that, do you just get into regular jobs, or do you get into any other sales jobs after that?
No, I got a couple of sales jobs here and there during Christmas time. But the main thing, so I got married when I was 20 years old. So
and you've been married for?
It's going to be 19 years in August.
19 years in August. 2 children.
2 children, 14 and 9.
Got you.
My son is the oldest, and my daughter.
Okay.
So,
So then you get married, and you find out that you guys are gonna have a kid. How's that? Like, how's that?
It was actually pretty remarkable.
Get a different job? What job were you working at that time?
No, at that time, I was working for Office Depot.
Okay.
So I was a stalker there, and I had jobs in between, and then I was trying to go to school still.
Okay.
So
what did you want to go to school for?
I wanted to be an X-ray technician.
Okay.
So I found out it was a 2-year program. I'm thinking, man, I can graduate 2 years, make some money.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, man, that job, I mean, kudos to X-ray techs. Sometimes it's a lot of sitting, waiting around. But it wasn't for me. You know me, man. I gotta constantly be moving. I can't sit still. So when that happened, I thought, man, I did it for about a year, and I said, you know what, it's not for me. I actually went to Cal State when I was 18, and so I got grant money. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna be an engineer. It didn't happen. I ended up failing out of Cal State. So I got kicked out. Went to BC. And then got my general education, my AA, got that out of the way. And then I wanted to do rad tech. That wasn't the thing. And then from that time, I went Office Depot. And then on a whim, one of my coworkers there says, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Oh, I said, nothing. Why? I got a buddy that works at FedEx. Let's go take a test and apply. Let's go. Yeah. I went. I got the job and he didn't.
It's usually how it is.
Yeah. So then from there, I stuck with them, and I had odd jobs in between, working, you know, worked at a jewelry store.
So, but you were at FedEx, and that was the job that you were still working at whenever I met you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now, so basically, you're how old when you started working at FedEx?
I was 24 years old when I started working.
And how many years did you work for FedEx?
I worked there 12 years.
So that FedEx job tends to be, I mean, I know people that still work for like UPS, FedEx, I mean, dryers. I mean, they're just jobs that you get here in Kern County that you tend to just stick with.
Yeah.
Like, I got the insurance, I got the 401k, I got the security and all that. So you said 14 years?
I did 12 years at FedEx, yeah.
12 years at FedEx. Where the hell did you come up with the idea that somewhere between that, like, did you ever just feel that you were doing not either what you loved, or did you always feel that, you know what, there's something in me that can be better than what I'm doing now?
Yeah. Everything, it just, you have these epiphanies while you're wake up and you figure out, man, where's my life going? Where do I want to be at in 10 years,
Okay.
And so, a couple friends of mine that I'd work at FedEx said, hey, man, you're pretty good. And the thing about FedEx is I'm constantly moving in and out of the truck. I'm talking to people all the time, so I love the job.
Yeah.
I'm by myself. There's no manager, no one watching over me. I drive the truck by myself.
Wear little shorts.
Everything. Yeah, great for the cats. I have great cats. So, so then from there, I just thought, man, there's got to be something else. I can't go up in management because I'd have to go out of Bakersfield. Can't have that, can't transfer out because, the wife says, family's here, you're right, family's everything. So then I stuck it out. But then just something inside of me just kept saying, there's something else out there. There's something else out there.
Now, did you try your hand at any other like businesses during working at FedEx, or was real estate kind of the one shot that you kind of just stepped out of a comfort zone?
Yeah, well, we ended up, we bought our house the first time. We thought, all right, great. And I saw the realtor, dressed well. Okay, did this. And then, as years progressed at FedEx, I thought, well, I ran into the realtor again, who was a broker of his own firm.
Got you.
And, hey, man, I was thinking about getting a real estate, so I chopped it up with him. Oh, yeah, it'd be pretty good. And
so this was what, like 5 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
And then I thought, okay, well, give it a shot. I've always been good at sales or talking to people. How hard could it be?
Yeah.
So then from there, I just took my license, passed it, tried to work FedEx for 6 months and do this, and I wasn't all in. I mean,
now, when you got your license and then you were working at FedEx, at any point in time when you were doing, and it's nothing. I hate saying part-time agents because it sounds very disrespectful, but I mean, you were doing the services that you could provide given the situation if you work in the other job. And, did you help anybody at that time find a property?
The only person that helped me get my chance was my cousin Doris. Thank you. Shout out to Doris, my cousin. She actually helped me get my first sale, and from there, I found out how hard it is.
Was it discouraging? Did you kind of want to give up at any time, saying I'm just going to stick where I'm at?
I didn't want to give up. I knew there's something's got to give, and
right.
Then that's when I ended up going into your office. I was with the broker then, but his style was different from what I was used to, and then that's when I went into your back then was Affinity.
Wow!
Talked to Lee Barrison, saw it was like the Wolf of Wall Street. Like, yes, this is my atmosphere. And
how did you even show up at our office?
Paulo Vargas.
Okay.
He was at the
same brokerage you were.
And then he left, and then I stayed in contact with him.
Right.
Met up with him one time during lunch, and he's like, "Hey man, come check us out. Just try it out."
Yeah.
What have I got to do? So after that, man, it was a wrap. I talked to Lee Barrison. He's like, "Yeah."
So okay, so I think you're downplaying it a lot, but when you came in, that's again, shout out to our previous broker, Lee Barrison, Infinity Real Estate Group. I think he's had always been very challenging in confronting individuals with asking them the hard questions or really pushing them to a certain limit. But what was it that he told you when you said that you wanted to work there, but then also work at FedEx? Like, because he told you that, and I remember what happened after you left. So.
Yeah. He says, I told him, hey, you know what, Lee? It was around May. I went in and talked to you guys all
right.
And I told him, hey, Lee, you know what? I figured I'd come in part-time, and then, I'll go ahead once in December, make some money, then I'll go ahead and start then in 6 months from now. And then he goes, well, what if you can make what you can make at FedEx in those 6 months working real estate and then cut it short?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're working real estate. If you can make more, would you quit your job? I said, yeah, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
So then I thought, all right, went home, talked to my wife, and
how'd that go over?
Yeah.
And if anybody's married or has a girlfriend, boyfriend, and you try to, I mean, I think at the first time you have that conversation, it sounds great and glamorous and glorious, but it's usually the same thing. It's give it a couple months, stack some money, get out of it, don't go all in type of situation. Don't, you know, because now you're asking for them to believe not only in you, which they always will, but then also too, they're taking a risk financially with you because they're your partner.
Yeah.
So was it a, hey, I'm behind you 100%, or was it kind of, you should probably think about it for a little bit?
Well, you should probably think about it, because think about it. I'm going from working 40 to 50 hours a week.
12 years,
Yeah,
sorry.
401k, insurance, everything.
Two kids.
Stock options,
mortgage
kids.
payment, all that.
Oh, yeah. And
okay.
Then,
how long did it take you to make that decision?
Oh, man, it took me about maybe 2 days.
Okay.
Because there's a certain type of blind faith that you have that,
Got you.
That, you know what, I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to win every time.
Yeah.
Right? So I just, I figured I'm working with white-collar people, but with the blue-collar work mentality, I'm going to outwork anyone as much as I can.
Well, because, I mean, you agree that you pull from working in the field, moving place to place, establishing your foundation, being able to talk to people in different situations, and then seeing what it was like to get complacent at a job, and then still feel that hunger, like that hunger that's in you, like I can become better than what I'm doing now, right?
Yeah. And that's all I want to do, is just inspire more people that, it doesn't matter where you're at in life, how old you are, relationship, job, wherever you are. If there's something in you that wants to prove and move forward and do it for yourself, just go out and do it, man. Have that blind faith in yourself.
And I'm happy that you bring that up, because that's something that I think about constantly with your story, is the fact that, I mean, you were probably 34, maybe when you get your license, 36?
Yeah, 34.
Something like that. And you're literally making that leap of faith. 2 kids, wife, mortgage, an established life on the line, and you're just jumping in, going all in.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can say that not only is that just a motivator to keep you going, but I mean, there's also an amount of belief that or not just belief, but obsession that you have to be able to make that change. So then you go back into the office. How's all that work out with you guys?
Oh man, I go back to the office, and which one, FedEx or the real estate?
Well, how did FedEx go?
FedEx go, I just, have to talk to my wife. I tell my manager, Bruce, I got to talk to you. Go upstairs. Yeah, what's up? Hey, I'm putting my 2 weeks notice. Everything okay? Yeah, well, I'm going to go into real estate. And it just so happened someone else had left that company to do real estate. And about 3 months later, he came back. So he kind of gave me that look like.
Gave you like, yeah.
Okay,
all
sure.
Right. Yeah.
And from there, it was like, you know what? I'm not going to come back.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Here I am, almost 4 years later.
So then you go into the office, and then you tell Lee, I'm here.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yep. And he's like, wow, really? I said, yeah, I'm here, bud. So what do?
Yeah.
Well, here's these scripts, and ask
more
questions. That was it, man.
So it's funny, because when you're in the business, or just even in sales in general, or you can look at another individual, you can think to yourself, man, I can see the dedication and hard work of you. Right. Because I remember you leaving, and Lee walks out, and he was like, this guy really just quit working his job for 12 years. Like, it was like amazing. We were just shocked. I'm like, dang. So then I'm like, okay, that's a stripe right there on your jacket. Yeah. And then I saw your work ethic. Like, you would be there every day calling and making 100 contacts, and you'd be like, all right, talk to 100 people, talk to 100 people, talk to 100 people.
Yeah.
And you were just like, I mean, you literally just, whatever information we were going to give you, you were just running with it, and you were running with it. And that's something you can't build that in somebody. Like, that's something that you had to grow up with, of a work ethic, and that drive to just continue to push through, because I guarantee after the first, second, third day of talking to 300-400 people, it's very discouraging.
Oh yeah.
And I think we saw all those moments of when it was discouraging.
Yeah, and everybody has those moments of doubt, right? And it's self-doubt, because no one creates that fear but yourself.
Yeah.
But once you exercise that faith muscle, that rejection muscle that Lee talks about, you get stronger and stronger, and you're like, you know what, I got this. Anyone can tell me no all day.
Yeah. I'm
still gonna keep coming.
Right.
I'm still gonna make phone calls, door knocking.
Right.
No one's gonna stop me but me.
Got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I don't want to take up too much more, because what we're going to do is we're going to end this episode today. We're going to roll this into a part 2.
yeah, okay.
Kind of finishing off when you actually get into real estate, and just kind of going a little bit where it's at and what your thoughts are, and where you're at, where you've been, where you're at, and then where do you expect to see yourself in the business, and then even what you're going to expect out of this podcasting. So let's finish this episode right now. Thank you for watching, everybody. Check back in. We're going to go back for an episode 2. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Episode 2. Don't miss out. Getting loaded. We're coming for you.